Hi everybody, it's Caroline here, coming to you with a nice simple 6x8 project for my daughter's story album, working with the February Document 365 kit from the Cut Shoppe. This is a printable kit, so I've printed all of it off. I've actually cut the die cuts out twice. I've used only a few little touches of this in my brand new memory planner. Here is the spread that I've worked with the kit on so far, so not much used up at all, just a few die cuts, few little pieces cut out. This memory planner is a new format for me and I am loving it, so I'm going back and filling up 2023 so far. This is the very first week using the renewal printable kit from Tracy Reed, and I just love it. I love it so much. All I've got to do is go through and print out my journaling to add into those white spaces that you can see. So that's a little sneak peek, and there'll be some videos of this coming up in the future. So most of this kit, as I said, still to work with, lots of full page papers, and I've actually printed the die cut sheets out a couple of times, including creating my own die cut sheet so that I had a lot more florals. I love to work with florals, so I created an additional sheet to print out with some smaller ones to cut. So the process I'm doing first is going through all of the cards. I've got them all left and pulling out any that I know I'm not going to use on this layout. I know I'm not going to use that Valentine card, so I've popped that to the side, and I really do like the Sweetheart card, so I've pulled that one out, and I also love the February heart with that kind of starburst patterned paper. So I know I will need a journaling card because I'm just using a pocket page on the right hand side of this, and I'm going to opt for that details card that's there on the right hand side now. I will be adjusting that because the white of that journaling card is a little bit different to that kind of pink tone on the Sweetheart, so I will be adding in a piece of the pink ledger paper that comes with this kit just to bring those two tones closer together. This is the that was the paper there that you just saw me scanning past. I've actually got a little bit of it here from a pre-print. That's what I'd already used and cut up for my memory planner, so I've got a scrap left over. Once I decided on that Sweetheart card as the feature card on the right hand side, it was easy for me to just pull together a colour scheme using black and white to match the photo and that green that is on that Sweetheart card. Alora's coat that she's wearing in this photo is actually a really close shade of green to that Love card and the green that's in this collection, so it was a little smile to myself to bring in that green because in the journaling I will be mentioning her love of her new coat. Next step is to go through the die cuts. I've got duplicates of some of them because I've printed them out twice. I have printed some of them at a smaller size, so I'm going to be looking through, for example, the tags that you'll see in a short while. The larger tag is the one that comes in the kit, and then I resized them on my own die cut sheet and made a smaller version of it. I'm actually going to use the original size, so that big tag, and where this will be sitting in Alora's album, it's actually going to be the first story that I tell from February, so I thought it was a really good idea to bring in some element into this story, into these products, so that it highlights that this is a February story. You'll see that I have that February with the heart, starburst up in the top right still, and a Self-Love Club die cut waiting, thinking that I may bring them into this project as a pop of pink. I decide that I'm going to keep them for another story. I will definitely use them. I love them so much, but I'm just going to stick with this two colour really, and some neutrals for this story. I'm just laying out embellishments at the moment, moving them around, looking for the combinations that I like the most. I'm going to do one of my favourite things over on the left-hand side on that large photo, which is just create a cluster of embellishments up on some white space on the photo. I really like to do that to bring in some added interest, and it also helps to bring colours and features, motifs across the page from a pocket page onto a full page photo. So you'll see that I'm using the heart icon in a couple of places, and I'm bringing in that green as well so that everything feels very cohesive, even though it's a very different style to have a large photo on the one side and then just pocket cards on the right hand side. I'm going to cut that pink ledger paper down to fit on the journaling card on the bottom right, and I'm also going to add in some extra texture by taking some die cuts over to my sewing machine and just stitching through them and the sweetheart card, as well as that pink ledger paper, which I will adhere now onto the journaling card. I could have pre-printed my journaling onto the pink ledger before I cut it and stuck it on here, but I'm actually going to print that onto some matte sticker paper later and attach it at the very end. Now that I've added my stitching onto all of those extra embellishments, I'm just going to go around now and adhere everything down with my adhesive and some pop dots onto the cards, onto the photo, just so that there are some additional textures and some dimension. I've decided to bring in a little bit of rickrack. This is just a little view of what my ribbon storage looks like. I separate my ribbons out by colour and I keep them in some Kilner jars on my shelves so they look really pretty. I don't use ribbon very often on my projects, so I've had them for a very long time, but I do like to dip into them every now and then just to bring in some extra texture when I'm working with a printable collection. Just finishing things off by adhering things down onto that photograph, and then I will look through my stash and bring in just a couple of black puffy heart stickers just to scatter that black heart icon throughout this double page spread. I have the printable heart on that green love card that is stitched down and then flicked up at the edges for dimension, but I just want to bring that motif into 2 other places so I have a nice visual triangle. So I'm just using the puffy stickers instead, just for a different texture and a different level of dimension. And that is it. This project came together really quickly and simply, and I love the way it looks. I will add my journaling onto some matte sticker paper and adhere it down onto this bottom right card off camera, and this will go straight into Alora's February album. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, and if you don't already, please subscribe. I would love to have you come and see more of the projects that I create in the future. Thank you so much, and bye.